What's up, world? I'm back. Nicholas Coriano, An Entrepreneur's Journey. I'm going to try to not have shaky footage anymore, not give you any more dark feeds, and hopefully not chop my head off like I did yesterday in my walkthrough of my office. But today I wanted to make a quick video. At 7 o'clock, I take a walk through the woods in the morning, and I wanted to talk a little bit about podcasts and Twitter chats, because today I got both. I'm heading into New York City to do an interview with crowdfunding, coffee and crowdfunding for a webisode, and I got a Twitter chat at 1 o'clock with Madeline. I don't want to butcher her last name, but check me out. Twitter Smarter is the hashtag, and it's a Twitter chat. So I wanted to give a quick talk to you guys about what I've learned from, like I said, I just want to teach you guys in these videos what I've learned along the way. So podcasts and Twitter chats. These are great ways to get your name out there, to become an authoritative figure in your field, whether it's social media, whether it's dancing, whether it's carpentry, whether it's marketing, business, venture capital, whatever it is. Podcasts and Twitter chats are a great way to get your name out there and to become this kind of authoritative author, figure, speaker, presenter in that field. So let's talk a little bit about both. Twitter chats. Twitter chats are these little hashtags every once in a while that they're usually scheduled on a weekly basis that people join into this hashtag. They click on the hashtag and one account will give the questions. I went over this a little bit in one of my last videos, and everybody comes in and answers the questions. What happens is these accounts, they're very specific. So let's talk about, for example, hold on a second, let me just blow my nose. And I'm back. Okay, let's talk about really quick, for example, advertising. Adweek, ADWEEK, has a Twitter chat every week, and they have a guest presenter, or a person that answers the questions. This person is usually retweeted by the account that is leading the Twitter chat. So what does this do? Basically, long story short is that it gets you a ton of impressions, and it gets you on the feed of somebody who's already an industry expert. So standing next to somebody is the best way to become almost equal to what they do in life, right? So if you stand next to Bill Gates every day, guess what? You're probably not going to be broke, and you're probably going to learn something about computers. So both financially, mentally, even emotionally, when you stand next to somebody, you start to act like they do. So Twitter chats really just get you on the feed and make you this authoritative figure to everybody who's joining into the chat about whatever subject that is. So that's Twitter chats. Let's talk about podcasts, because podcasts are blowing up. Everybody's got podcasts, and it's hard to a podcast was traditionally just an audio clip. So it was like a radio show. They don't tape them, so you can get them on iTunes and listen to them. They've blown up. Me personally, I like Webisodes more than podcasts. I think if you look around the corner a little bit in time, you're going to see that the video content is going to be just as valuable, if not more valuable. My bet is that it's going to be more valuable than it is. So podcasts generally are run by entrepreneurs, right? A lot of big stations like NBC or Fox or big corporations run podcasts as well. But my point with podcasts and Twitter chats is that they're really easy to get on. So if you go around and you look around for podcasts, these people want content. They want people to come on the show. Kind of like television shows too, and radio shows as well. They're just a little harder, right? Because you have the list of people that want to get on. There's a lot longer than they are for podcasts. But podcast is another way for you to become an authoritative figure in whatever you're talking about. So for example, I buy and sell land. That's one of my many ventures, and I found the podcast by this guy called The Land Geek, Mark Podolsky. Thank you, Mark. He was my first podcast, right? But it managed to put me in. This guy had all the followers for land, right? He's already niched into that sector, and here I am describing my business to the guy who's probably has the exact followers I want to follow me, as in regards to that business. So today I have another one, coffee and crowdfunding. I'm into finance, and I've worked on Wall Street, so I want to niche myself and make sure that people in that industry know who I am. And here's another opportunity, right? So my main point of this video is to let you guys know it's really easy to get on podcasts. It's super simple. Go on the website of the podcast, hunt down the person on Twitter, go to their website, and usually they have a section where you can just log in and put in a time to get on these podcasts. But what it really does is it's free marketing. You get in front of their crowd. And besides getting in front of their crowd is usually targeted to something that you're selling. Hopefully, if you're smart, you're not getting on just every podcast, or every webisode or every Twitter chat, you're going to areas where you can provide value to potential clients or customers. So I love them. They're a great tool. They're still in the infancy. A lot of these guys I can see, doing 100, 200 podcasts and then never doing it again. So catch on to these trains, hop on these trains while you can, and be creative. So not just podcast and Twitter chats, but make sure you guys are getting on these webisodes, getting your face out there in front of them. After Google, YouTube is the largest search engine in the world. So think about that for a second, right? Because when you talk about marketing yourself, which is what you're doing basically with Twitter chats and webisodes and podcasts, but YouTube is the second biggest one. So get on these webisodes too. If someone's doing interviews on a Skype and they want to publish it on YouTube, do that, right? Get out there. But my main point again is it's super easy to get on these things. Go to these guys' websites, hunt them down, type in the word podcast on iTunes, find the podcasts that are related to you, find those websites, get on there, have a productive day, get motivated, stay motivated, and tune in again. Comment on the section below if you like this video, or if you have any podcasts you guys want to advertise, or you guys want me on, or you guys want anyone on. Put them below in the links on the YouTube channel. I hope you guys stay tuned to An Entrepreneur's Journey. This is just my video diary of what I've been doing as an entrepreneur, what I've been learning as an entrepreneur, what I learned in law school, what I learned in business school, what I learned flipping land, what I learned flipping websites, what I learned running e-commerce companies, and soon I'll be telling you what I learned from vlogging on YouTube. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.